for a second. Okay.
Hello, we thought we would have a walk around the gardens at Newtonrigg mid-June, when really there's been very little work in the garden at all, but it's a chance to see what gardens do when left alone. In fact, the wildlife is having a rare old time. It's absolutely humming with insects, and we'll look at a few of the hotspots as we go around the garden. I've started at the pond area because I was thinking about plants that are suited to different aspects of the garden, and we looked at the flag iris, Iris pseudoacorus, that really loves a waterlogged soil. But in the background there you'll see the stripy version, which is called variegatus. Now there's thunder afoot, you can hear it rumbling behind my soundtrack, so that we might have a dramatic rain shower. But this area, although it has got weeds through it, doesn't it look fantastic and colourful? So it did start off as a garden bed, and wildlife has encroached on it. So if you were working through here, you would need to look out for the prickles on our thistles and dress accordingly. The prickles on the biennial teasels that can scratch arms, leaving marks. So although it's warm weather, have a light shirt on that you can roll down so you cover those arms and cover those hands. We've got nettles that have encroached into this garden, but don't always have a downer on our nettles, because you can make a wonderful liquid feed out of them for the garden. There's a whole host of wildlife that actually need nettles, and you can eat them as well. They're actually tastier than spinach if you use them in an omelette. So don't be afraid to have a patch of nettles, but do remember the stinging hairs and to dress accordingly. So we're going to walk up this way and stop by our living willow structure. Some of you may remember actually mending this structure, not just pruning it, but mending the lattice work in here. We put some new pieces in to the structure. So they're the old structure there, and we pruned down a little bit like pollard did. But look, these are the young stems that we kept and put in, and they are sprouting. So even in that really, really dry weather we've had, there's been enough moisture for our young plants to respond. So it'll be pruned annually, but look at the growth rate on there. So if you think of that as a product, some of these brilliant big stems can be used within the garden to make pyramids, plant supports and so on. All this remembering that willow can root in if you put it in too early. You end up with lots of willow plants. I'm going to come through into the sustainable garden and just have a quick look at the cordoned apple trees at wonderful 45-degree angle. Now they were pruned up, they looked beautiful when they were flowering, and now is the time to pop along through your apples and thin out. Now if you haven't done thinning before, you sometimes feel a bit mean, but that plant will put a huge amount of energy into all those apples. All those apples together won't be able to expand into good fruit. So thinning means you go through and actually feels really mean to do it, you even do this. So you're actually choosing to leave